Hiya, so it's Charlie here, Rove Motorhomes Gunthorpe, and I'm going to do the handover video for the Tribute panel van we've got here today. So first and foremost, walking up to the vehicle, we'll come to the passenger door. I've already got the internals ready to show you obviously drain off locations and boiler positions, leisure batteries, things like that. To get under the bonnet, I just want to give that lever I've just pulled there one pull. And then we're going to go around to the front of the vehicle, and then to the left hand side of the Fiat badge you will feel the release mechanism, as you can see just to the left of the badge. Underneath there is your positive terminal connected to the vehicle battery, and then just there is your earth. So if you ever need to jump start or charge the vehicle battery, that's your red, that's your black. Over here we've got the vehicle coolant, we've got the steering fluid, we've got the brake fluid there as well, and there is your screen wash top up just above. On the engine we have written when the cam belt has been done, just as a bit of point of reference for you moving forward in the future. And then you also have your Fiat chassis plate just there as well from when it rolled off the Fiat production line. Coming around the side of the vehicle, then on the near side there isn't much. You've got your electric step which switches on from the inside, you've got your fridge vents up top and your wind out canopy, which I'll show you when you come and collect the vehicle. And then we've got the diesel fill up, which we access using the ignition key that you'd use for the engine starting process, just as you would usually. Coming around to the back of the vehicle, we have the reverse camera up at the top. We've got an access ladder there as well, which is held up with the strap. So if you undo that strap, the legs will come down and you will be able to get up to look at the roof and clean the roof. We've also got the reverse cameras, as previously mentioned. If you look on the side there, you'll see some screws. So that camera is adjustable. We can change where we want it to point and things like that. As you can see, we've got the LPG sticker just there, and that's because just in here is where you're going to put your propane gas tanks. Now in here, on the wall mount just there is your gas regulator, the orange thing is your gas hose, and the black circular device is your crash sense protector. The crash sense protector you can push up and down, so when we first come to this gas bottle, we need to turn it left to turn the gas on, and then click the protector just there, and that will purge the gas through that orange hose, through the regulator, and to the rest of the motorhome. If we're driving anywhere or moving anywhere, the gas bottle legally has to be strapped in and turned off. But obviously the straps are in the back corner to secure it in position, and you've got another set of straps over there, so you can hold 2 6-kilo gas bottles at any given time. Being a panel van, we don't have a cassette door on the outside. It's just one less seal and cut into the bodywork we need to do. So the toilet cassette is internally just here. To remove, lift the yellow lever and pull towards you. Oh, unless I've got the trap door open. No, it's not open. Brilliant. So pull it towards you. There's a handle on top. We then take it to a designated area, put it on the floor, twist the cap round, swizzle the cap off the end like so, and then quite literally tip forward in the drain off location. We've then got this here, which we can use as a measuring beaker for your blues or green liquids, which we then want to tip back into the cassette, spinning the cap on and pushing this round to complete. We've now emptied the cassette, put the blue liquids back in, and now we just need to put it back in underneath the toilet where it belongs, so it's ready to catch the rest. And if you look at the yellow lever, just like that. When it's in and clicked, you know the cassette's changed and ready. You do have the leg for the table in the wardrobe just below the fridge. Obviously this is the head of the table. You see the little circular fitting just there, so the leg goes in the floor, table sits perfectly on top, and that is where it's stowed away with the clips holding it on at every corner. When we come round to the off side of the vehicle, or the driver's side, we've got a couple of things here. We've got the hookup, which is going to charge the leisure battery and power things in the vehicle such as the fridge and the plug sockets. Just next to that we've got the vent for the heater, the boiler, not the heater. So because it's a gas boiler, we need a heater vent on the side of it, so all the fumes for the exhaust can come out. So above, behind this trim of plastic, you will see there is another vent just there. One of them sucks in the oxygen to burn in your gas boiler, the other one produces the exhaust fumes, which is why when we need to use the boiler, we always take the plastic cover off of that. Next to that is your water fill up, which is always lockable by key, and quite simply you can fill up with a traditional hose pipe. Also down low, just underneath the side skirt, is where, which I believe to be here, is where we're going to drain the fresh water. Pushing it in closes the valve off, pulling it out opens the valve. At the minute, obviously the tank is fully empty, ready for you to collect the vehicle today. When we go inside the motorhome, and it's obviously just while I'm on the topic of draining your wastewater off, very important that every time we're done using this motor and we drain all the water off. So that be your wastewater tank, which is the lever I just showed you, and it'll also be your freshwater tank and boiler, which I've got prepared to show. Up sends a step in, down sends a step out, and I've just pulled forward. I've took the cushions off of this sofa here, and underneath you get this trapdoor, which accesses you to your freshwater tank and your 10-litre Truma boiler. To drain your freshwater tank, we twist that blue tap just there, which you can see is connected to the fresh water. That blue tap, once twisted, will drain the entire tank. And then underneath here is a yellow lever, which when lifted into the vertical position, it's currently horizontal, when lifted into the vertical position, will drain your boiler. So just over here is where we have the controls for the heating, for the actual boiler itself. So I'm just going to put these back. As you can see, these here have little press stud clips that we clip on like that, so they all stay in situ like so, and then it all pushes back nicely. Then push them over to give the most space, and the cushions go back on. As you can see, it's back in the sofa position. To turn your boiler on, you want to come to this switch here and either push it up or down. You do need your gas on in order for your boiler to work, so I've got it in the 50 degrees hot water position. If I push it down to the bottom, that is now 70 degrees hot water. This here will be powered when the vehicle is plugged in and hooked up, which is one of the things I was mentioning that your hookup lead will power. Your control panel is this. So to turn the lights, awning light on, we click this button. Internal lights, this button. Water pump, this button. The green light indicates it's on. To view levels, this one's saying the battery is a little bit low, which is why it's flashing, so it'll be charging up as we speak. So to check your battery levels, click that one. So it's saying the vehicle battery is a little bit low. Leisure battery is just charging up, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If we was unplugged, it'd then give us the honest reading, but because we're plugged in and charging, it's just showing us the charging. To view your water levels, you want to click this one here, and now it will show you your fresh water tank, which is S1, this one here, is a third full. And it's saying your wastewater tank, which is S2 and 3, is empty. And if I click it again, look, it's showing S2 and S3 both empty. It is the same wastewater tank. The reason it shows it's got two tanks is because the tank has to be moulded around the under chassis. So there is two areas to the tank. So if yours parked on a hill, one side of the tank will fill up before the other. So it's just so we can monitor that side of things, but a very easy control panel to use. Above the cab, you've got some great storage options just in here. In here, we've got a couple of the book packs for the digital aerial, and obviously some plugins for the television. Just here, your two 30-volt plugins and adapters for the Cello TV that's been fitted. Obviously, it's on that bracket, but all the plugins remain still in the cupboard. In the next cupboard along, you've got nothing but storage. And I'm just going to put this back on the sofa now so I can access the kitchen and show you around there. So the sofa cushion just goes back on. There we go. It does come this way ever so slightly, and then you want this cushion along the back next. Much easier with two hands, I must admit. Just there, look, is where the awning tool will stow away, which is what I will do next. Put that in there so it clips up nicely. Just like that, look. A little bit higher. So two-hand job again. Clip the top in, clip the bottom in. There we go, look, in its awning holder. Towards the back of the vehicle, you will need a lighter for these, so I'll show you these when you're here, as I can't use a lighter and ignite at the same time. Now we've got the water pump on. Got some nice pressure coming through the kitchen in that basin unit. In the kitchen storage-wise, we've got this top locker. We've got these two shelves. All this below here is storage, all that storage, and your cutlery drawer to finish off. You do have an extendable worktop, which is fully utilisable when preparing foods. In here, we have the washroom, which again, got some nice pressure coming through on the basin unit in the rear. Like so. We've got heater vent in here that we can open and close by pushing and opening these slats. You're going to have to just like that. Storage underneath the basin unit. the cassette toilet with the blue button to flush, which I'll show you if I put the lid back now. So in order for this to flush, we need the water pump turned on the control panel. Then you want to push that lever to open up the disc at the bottom. When you want to shower, spin it round to the left, out of the way. A little bit easier when you've got two hands on it, like that. Just gives you more room to stand in. More storage above as well. Nice little holder there to put your towels on. Toilet roll holders next to it. This light comes on when you need to empty your cassette. General rule of thumb is 2 2s and 4 1s. Closing that off then, we've then got the fridge. So the fridge, you want to push that. This is the lock for the fridge. So if I put that down, I can't open the fridge door. Opening it, I now can. Freezer compartment in the top. It's all nice and cold already. To turn it on and off, hold this button just here. To change the power supply, just tap the button. So we're on gas at the moment. That takes us to the hookup, and that takes us to the vehicle engine battery, just like so. This here is the temperature. 1, 2, 3, 4. This here turns the fan system on, which basically just ventilates it for cooling and cooling it quicker, essentially. To change the temperature of the fridge, we use this dial here. This here is when your igniter is going, so when I move it to the gas, it will use the igniter, but because it's such a new fridge, it instantly ignites, meaning that the gas, even if you do anything, it doesn't even click it because it's immediately lit it just like that. What you'll find is after a couple of years, as it's starting to get a little bit older, you'll see this flash, and that's just flashing in time with the igniter flashing, so you know that it's trying to light the fridge. Just behind here, you've got your TV capability. This top socket there, the circular one, will work off your battery. This will only work when the vehicle's hooked up and plugged in. Just here is your solar controller telling us that it's charging, as you can see, going from the solar to the battery. USB points next to it. It is all preset. You can go through it and change a couple of bits and bobs, turning the power off to the vehicle. Looks like it's not really doing much as I'm changing it, to be fair. It could be a preloaded one. So it is set to do 70-30 or 80-20. So it comes in on the solar, 80% goes to the front battery and 20% to the rear potentially, already pre-set up. But you do leave that in the background to do what it's doing. And it's telling us we've got 14.2 volts on there. 2 USB chargers as well that we can plug into to charge phones and devices up straight from that solar panel. Other than that, obviously the cab's the cab. That there is your reverse camera monitor, so when you put the vehicle in reverse, a nice display will come up showing you exactly what's behind you. Your cruise control's just here, so you twist it to on and push up and down on the lever to set the speed. Res means restore, and it also means to cancel. So if you click that button in whilst you've got cruise control on, the engine will start engine braking and coasting. If you click it again, the cruise control will reactivate. The little snowflake symbol in the middle, when you press that, your air conditioning will come on. You've got all-round cab blinds for privacy as well. The swivel seat mechanism is that lever just there. So you pull that back towards you, and then the seat swivels. And then once it gets round, you have to use the lever then underneath like so to adjust the seating position. So as it's swiveling, we're not hitting all the door cards and seatbelt mechanisms. Other than that, that is how to work the Tribute panel van. It's a nice bit of kit. You've got your solar on there, wind out canopy, diesel heating. I'm not even showing you the diesel heating, have I? That's the last point. Nice and easy. So just here, behind the cushion, we're Basto. At the minute, no lights on. It's currently off. If I spin this around to here, you can see now the light's gone green. So this is approximately 30 degrees. This is off, and then it starts at about 18, 19. You just spin it into the position where you want it on, like so, all the way up to the top. And then once the diesel heater's warmed up the element, which it needs to take a couple of seconds to do, warm that element up before it starts, it'll then start blowing out of all your blow air vents in the vehicle, in the bathroom as well, distributing that warm air evenly around. And the diesel heater is just underneath here, which is why you've got a vent here on the other side for ventilation as it burns on diesel to keep it cool. And to turn it off, we just twist it all the way back round to 0. Easy as that. But I hope you enjoy the motorhome, guys. I look forward to showing you around it today. She certainly looks very well on the 2009 full alloy wheels, wind out canopy on there, solar, reversing camera. It's got the works. So we've polished those headlights up, as you can see, so they're gleaming nice and bright. But I hope you enjoy the vehicle, and if you ever need us in the future, you know where we are.